Well, welcome back guys. So this is Phil Dodds with Out and About. So today we are going to try and have a look at a World War II anti-aircraft base where they used to make ammunition for the war, which was heavily bombed actually around this area in these fields. So I'll tell you a little bit about that later on. It is quite run down, a lot of graffiti, and we might not even be able to get inside, but we're going to have a go. And it's just behind us. It's probably about a 25-minute walk, so I'll bring you back when we're a little bit closer. Okay guys, so we're just making our approach now into the old army base. A lot of the buildings have been knocked down for safety reasons. There was a lot of antisocial behaviour around here, so they've took them down for people's safety. But some of the buildings do still exist, so we're going to make our way up there. I'm not sure whether we'll get stopped. I don't think so. It seems to be open. It's not fenced off in any way, so as long as we're respectful and we don't disturb anybody or anything, we should be fine. So I'll see you when we get a little bit closer in, guys. So these are the buildings that they actually demolished about a year ago. Such a shame really, because there's a lot of history attached to this place, and I know that there's a local group who are trying the hardest to get this turned into a museum, a military museum for people to come and have a look at. So yeah, most of the buildings have been destroyed. However, the main building, which is where they made the ammunition, is still standing. So we'll go and have another look and see what's inside. Okay guys, so we're inside. There's a lot of dog walkers kicking about, so I'll have to keep my voice down, because they'll think I'm mad talking to myself. But this is the ammunition centre where it all happened, where they used to make the ammunition. And there's 5 bunkers on the opposite side behind us, which I'll take you out and have a look at just now. Sorry for the sirens in the background guys, but can it be helped? But some of the artwork in here is absolutely fantastic. So I know a lot of people's got mixed views on graffiti and stuff like that, but to be honest, some of these people have got real talent. It's just a shame it's not in with the keeping of the building, but it is amazing. So we'll have another look around. see just now. Okay guys, you might be able to see a few of the bunkers there in the background. So we'll go in, we'll have a look, see if we can see anything. I'm not sure whether they're open or not, but we'll see what we can get into and have a look around. I think there's 5 bunkers in total. Not sure if I've already said that, but just been talking to a local guy, and he remembers it the same as me. About 40 years ago this place was a lot more intact, and we were just talking about some of the stories attached to it through the wartime years. But we'll go and have a look now. Okay guys, this one's open, so we're going to attempt to have a look inside. It's pitch black and it looks like people have been in here, so I'm just going to turn the torch on. Right guys, we're in. Looks like somebody's been having a little den or somewhere to sit, but we'll make our way down all of these. So every one of these would have been an ammunition storage unit. Not sure how much you can see. That's the best my flash will do. As we go further along here, every one of these would have been filled full of ammo and used in the war. Tiny little skylight there. And there's 5 of these bunkers. No ammo left. Or any signs of anything. But these would have been heavily targeted by the Germans, and the Germans actually knew about these bunkers, and they became quite a target. A lot of bombing around this area. Right, okay, I'm going to get out of here now. We'll see what's in the next one. Well, this one's really overgrown, so I don't think we'll be going in there today. You can see it's probably been untouched for a good few years, this one. So I think we'll give that one a miss and have a look around. So this section here, guys, used to be a hangar. Used to be a big corrugated hangar. They used to do all the repairs on the vehicles and stuff like that. Also, later in life, the hangar was used for an aircraft for a local farmer. He bought himself an aeroplane and he built himself a small landing strip, little runway, and he used to use his plane to get backwards and forwards, but that was a long time ago. But I remember coming in here when I was little with my granddad, and there was all sorts of stuff still left in. There was tools. Where I'm standing there used to be and further on down here was a big pit where they used to be able to go underneath the vehicles, but they filled them in, as you can see. And this bit of grass here, this used to be a pit. Filled all that in. But again they decided to take this apart and dismantle it as it was being misused, so such a shame really. That building there, that's flattened. That used to be the headquarters officers' mess, and again I remember coming in, there was still papers and everything lying around what you could have a look at, and books and stuff to read. But I'm talking 40 years ago when I was here doing that, you know. But anyway, some of it's still here, as you can see. Still got a bit of history. But that building's still standing quite strongly. Well, found another footprint of a building. Now this, if I remember rightly, was a row of cottages where the families used to live with some of the people who were based here permanently. And also this place was a prisoner of war camp for German and Austrian soldiers. So they stayed here as well, all through the war, and some of them actually stayed on after the war. But they would assist the local bomb squad disposal team, and they were quite good at it as well. And they were, you know, what they were saying is in some of the interviews is that the people who were captured were lovely people. Didn't want the war just like everybody else, but were caught up in it. So a little bit of history there for you. But yeah, not much left of it now. Well guys, that's our little tour around the anti-aircraft base that used to be here during the war. Like you say, no lot left of it now, but a bit disappointing really, because the last time I was here there was lots of stuff, but as time goes by everything just disappears, doesn't it? So, but one thing I did read, might be a bit of interest, is it was heavily bombed, and the Germans used to come and try and bomb this place, as you can imagine, because it used to supply ammunition for all around the northeast really. But there was a barrage balloon put up not very far from here, just probably on the outskirts of this camp, and unfortunately on the way back from an operation, an aircraft with 4 of its RAF pilots and crew clipped it with the wings and crashed in these fields behind us here, as you can see. Yeah, so 4 people had done the mission, released all the bombs on the way back to RAF Usworth, which is just not far from here, which is the Nissan plant now. Yeah, and they lost their lives on the way back. It was a terrible accident, and it wasn't the only one, there was others around here as well. So, but I hope you've enjoyed it. You know, one little last look at the building behind us. Some of it's still standing, and I hope that the funding does get signed off and they get the backing to at least preserve a little bit of this, even if they would take it to Beamish or something like that. But you know, it should be saved. These things are part of history, part of our history, so we should look after them. Anyway guys, I'm going to make my way back now. I'm going to stop off on the way back and have myself a little coffee and a biscuit, take in some nice fresh air, because it's a lovely Sunday. And thanks for joining me while we've been out and about. Guys, we're in the city of Sunderland, a place called Bolden, near Bolden Colliery, and behind me, I've done it again, forget me lines, terrible at this mate.